Yeah, there's an opportunity now with COVID. Unfortunately, some people have been impacted and disrupted, but that's also people are pressing pause and looking at their lives and their careers and what they want. And there's the opportunity with some great local companies that are doing the right thing or more appealing for those people now in this landscape.
Right. Hi there, I'm Teresa Renault, owner of Outsourced Sales Management Services, and this is Fractional Service Insights, weekly updates designed to negate the diseconomy, a scale that plagues smaller businesses. Joining me today, and I'm really excited to have these two co-owners because this is so relevant in today's market space right now. Something that's never changed is CEOs that are focused on making money, saving money, and attracting and retaining the best and the brightest. These guys have built a recruiting system that is like no other. And it's really important because you've either hired people or you're going to be hiring people if you're in this thriving mode. So I'd like to turn it over to Adam Casolo, one of the co-owners, and the lower level here is Jason Epstein. So Adam, kick it off for us and give us a quick update on what you guys do.
Teresa, thanks so much for having me. Great to be here. And really, for Jason and myself, we formed the company with kind of the premise that we saw this opportunity maybe challenge that most companies face. And really, when they're looking to hire and bring on new people, the best and brightest that fit what they're trying to do as an organization, we find that many companies undervalue what they bring to the table when you're talking about prospective hires or attracting people. So one of the things that we've made it a focus or a purpose is really understanding a company story. We actually go inside the organization and meet with leadership and key employees to understand who they are, what they're looking for, but also why it's such a great place to work and why other people would be attracted to their company and opportunities. And that's the starting point to really create that platform to attract and hire and retain the best and brightest.
Yeah, you're so right. And that's the first step in your process. You have a 3-step process, but the identification of what the good stuff is about your culture. So you're right. Companies get going and they forget that, I see so many of even my own clients, like go throw something out on Indeed, an old job description that's 5 years old, doesn't even meet your culture anymore and expect to be able to compete with that. You guys go in, take the time to understand what their value prop is. Jason, tell us a little bit more about the second and third potential parts of your system.
Sure. So we have, as you mentioned, an identification piece, right? So we do our job benchmarking, really get into the nuts and bolts of a company culture, what makes an organization tick, what makes them great. Then we get into the attraction phase of our project, which is getting that awesome go-to-market message that just in a few sentences really tells their story and resonates with a very active candidate base that today is getting inundated with job descriptions, and job postings and messages from recruiters. Largely, though, those are very much on the surface level. This company is doing 100 million in revenue. There's a seat at the table for you. We want to speak to what are the personal things? What are those narratives that make a company great? And we're very fortunate. We've been partnering with some organizations that have given us the time and the access to be able to have those dialogues to really flush out a very good attraction strategy, which leads into our third phase, which is the actual recruiting. So when we are armed with all of these great tools and all these great stories, it's a lot easier for Adam to go to the market and say, hey, got something I wanted to talk to you about. I have a fantastic opportunity with a great group of guys. We know them really well. And so our recruiting process is a little bit different, where Adam will initially screen somebody, then him and I will have a chance to not only just have a screen, but also get to know you and build a real deep and meaningful relationship with people we work with. So a lot of times, what we're trying to do is we usher a candidate through the process. We're trying to create a fantastic candidate experience for both our candidates and our clients. We want to take this process of recruiting, make it fun, make it engaging. So that, hey, it's great that if our clients end up hiring this candidate, but you know what, just as great, having a fantastic company ambassador. A lot of times the people that tell the best stories about your company are ones that don't even work there.
Yeah, exactly.
When we do that, we know we're doing something right.
Right. Hey, Adam, in closing, give us an example of a recent, COVID client that's either, coming out of surviving and going into thriving and is using or has used your service.
Sure. Absolutely. So we're helping a great commercial roofing company with a great reputation here in Michigan and they're growing. They're doing all the right things. They've got a great reputation doing it for over 40 years. But they had a couple of leadership positions they've never hired for. So it's all been new to them. And they have not had the greatest experience in working with outside firms like us. And really, they shared the reason was because there was a lack of transparency. There wasn't really trust. They weren't, sharing with them their process and why they were bringing people to the table. So we really started at a base level by, like we said, going inside that organization, understanding from the leadership team who they are, what makes them great, what they're looking for to grow their business over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years, and taking that, as Jason said, to market, and really are fortunate enough to bring some great people to the table for them to talk to. And for them, hiring as a whole is something that's an opportunity, and they want to strengthen every part of it. So this would be a client where we're helping them with actual identification, attraction, interview selection, and recruiting all the way through. The great part is it's a collaboration and a partnership. They're seeing everything that we're doing. We're also sharing with them everything as far as how we source, the profile they're looking for. So they understand this process is very much a partnership. And at the end of it, the goal is to make this team better and strengthen their hiring process and give them some tools and skill sets that they can take with them as they grow as an organization.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, one of the creative things that you guys did to help get the best recruit in this area was to kind of think outside the box. So you found somebody that no longer wants to do international travel and has an amazing skill set that should be able to really amplify his contribution inside this organization. Great.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, there's an opportunity now with COVID. Unfortunately, some people have been impacted and disrupted, but that's also people are pressing pause and looking at their lives and their careers and what they want. And there's the opportunity with some great local companies that are doing the right thing or more appealing for those people now in this landscape.
Right. Love that. So we had trust, we had creativity, and Jason, I'm going to go back to you. In summary, for the second time, what are those 3 areas that you guys do differently in terms of the system that you've built, and the 2 things that you also do that we didn't talk about? You do a DIY and a full service. So you got 3 things, DIY and full service. Tell us what those are, and quick. As quick as possible.
Yeah. So really, again, it's this identification, attraction and selection, and then recruiting. And the DIY is really just asking our clients questions to find out what that challenge is and come up with a customizable program to meet their budget and their needs.
Right, so that you leave them with a repeatable process that they can enact and continue on with. And they can do it with you or without you, but the whole thing is that it's a system that's a repeatable process. So you guys are awesome. I love what you're doing. I love the impact that you're making in terms of your fractional services for companies. So Adam, Jason, thank you for joining me today. I will see you guys soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Teresa.